Coming up on your weekly edition of Hawkeye Sports Report, the men's and women's basketball seasons are underway. Can they continue their winning ways? We'll look at what's ahead for both teams. The wrestling season kicks off this week. Head coach Tom Brands is always a man of many words. Hear what he had to say about getting their season started this weekend. And as always, Rob Brooks will be here to break down this week's football game, Iowa at Michigan. Hawkeye Sports Report is next.
Hawkeyes, no flags, DJ Lowry.
Welcome into your weekly edition of Hawkeye Sports Report. The punches keep coming for the Iowa football team as they lost another close one on a last-second field goal Saturday to Purdue. With 2 games remaining, Iowa must win both games to become bowl eligible. Certainly not an easy task, but one that will be taken head-on by Coach Ferentz and company.
Needless to say, we're playing a very good Michigan football team, which seems to be the case anytime you play them. They've got a very good football team. They had an excellent team last year, and I think this team's every bit as good, certainly if not better. So it'll be a big challenge. They're a veteran football team, strong in a lot of areas, and have to travel to Ann Arbor. So we'll get back to work today, eager to get back on the field and see if we can't make some improvement and be ready to play.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Every week's different. You never know what's going to happen on a Saturday. The Big Ten is no different than any other conference. I think each week is a new challenge, and hopefully this week we can rise to it and perform better than we have been.
Our mindset is the same every week. Win or lose, we got to flush it, try to get better. Just try to prepare a little more this week. Season's winding down, and we just got to find a way to win this week.
I think he's definitely dangerous on his feet. Everybody knows that, and over the past couple of years, his arm's gotten better too. So he's gonna be out there. He's gonna be hungry, ready to compete, and I just think that when you talk about Michigan's offense, you got to start with him.
In fact, when you have a quarterback that is like a running back, is as talented, if not more talented than the running backs you'll see, you got to kind of treat things as 2-back sets when there's treat the quarterback as an extra running back. And be able to have more guys in the box to stop that, and it's definitely dangerous. It adds an extra element to the game.
Obviously, they're a very well-coached staff, and I remember playing against some of the guys last year, but they're a new team this year. There is some new faces, and they're doing a little different things. So it'll be a full week of preparation.
We now welcome in Hawkeye Radio Network's Rob Brooks for another football segment here on Hawkeye Sports Report. Rob, we head up to Michigan this weekend, and as has been the case all season long in the Big Ten, some more good quarterbacks that we're going to face.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It seems like every week there's a potential for 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks that Iowa will face, and there's an opportunity for Iowa to face potentially 2 this week. We don't know the status of Denard Robinson. Devin Gardner has chipped in very nicely here the last couple of weeks, but Robinson, their leading rusher and passer, obviously has that bad elbow, some nerve damage, and you just never know how that's going to come back. Brady Hoke said earlier this week that he is day-to-day. Senior day, Michigan playing for a lot. Well, I wouldn't be too surprised if he finds his way on the field.
Iowa's defense will definitely have their hands full. And speaking of the Iowa defense, we saw some new guys get in the game last week. Kind of talk about them.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of youth that you have seen the last couple of weeks, and especially the game against Purdue. And in the linebacking core, you've got Quentin Alston and Travis Perry have been getting some time, partly due to injury, and the other side just a coach's decision. And I think now you've got, looking forward, 5, maybe 6 linebackers that will be in the mix years to come. And then I think when you look at the defensive backfield, Nico Law, who a lot of Hawkeye fans wanted to see very early in the campaign, has really built himself up, playing good football here the last couple of weeks, and quietly become a starter in place of Tommy Donatel.
It seems like the word consistency has been a word that's been brought up quite a bit this year. And Coach Ferentz has said numerous times that if they could play consistent, that this could be a pretty dangerous football team.
Yeah, I think when you look at Iowa, I always like to talk about the margin of error. And it's not great this year, and you look at the 6 games that have been decided by 3 points or less for the Hawkeyes this year. They're 2-4 in those games. If you could somehow reverse that to 4-2, you're probably looking at a little bit different scenario. But there are some players out there that I think the last month or so have really been playing consistent offensively. Cavante Martin-Manley, I think, is really on the rise. He's now the Hawkeyes' leading receiver. Jordan Cotton, special teams-wise, and also at the wide receiver position, has really elevated his game. I think now when you look at those 2 wide receivers, you know exactly what you're going to get. And then you have the defensive backfield like Micah Hyde, Nico Law, the linebacking core. Consistency has been getting better and better each week.
Now we have 2 weeks left. They need 2 wins to make a bowl game. What do these last 2 weeks mean?
Well, I think if you're the Hawkeyes, you look at these last 2 games, you're playing 2 of the brand names in college football. At the Big House, of course, this weekend against Michigan, and then right back day after Thanksgiving in front of the big Kinnick Stadium crowd. Nebraska, you've got the Wolverines and the Cornhuskers. Boy, enough said if you're the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Well, it should be interesting. Backs against the wall, that's for sure. Rob, thanks for stopping by as always. We'll see you up in Ann Arbor.
Thank you.
And the game will be obviously at Michigan. That will kick off at 11:01. Game can be seen on ESPN. Now let's kick it to this week's Hawkeye Sports Report, Plays of the Week.
Pair of similar plays of the week from the second half of the Iowa men's basketball team's victory over Central Michigan Monday night. Freshman Mike Gazelle finding sophomore Aaron White not once for a dunk, but twice. The future is bright on the basketball court. Those are the Hawkeye Sports Report Plays of the Week.
Field hockey has been a hot topic on Hawkeye Sports Report here all fall. A big congratulations to head coach Tracy Grisbaum and her team for another very successful season. They competed in the school's 22nd NCAA tournament this past weekend against Virginia, where they lost a 3-2 heartbreaker. They say goodbye to 5 very talented seniors who have made more than an impact on the program. Best of luck to all of them in their future.
And I felt the second half we weren't as systematic with our attack. I thought we were sputtering a little bit on attack, but still we were in the game. But again, we kind of relaxed a little bit, missed a defensive assignment in the circle, and they capitalized again. So I felt like there were 2 really key times where we didn't have our attention paid to the appropriate players in our defensive circle, and they did what they needed to do to score. It's like we're right there. I think that after the season that we had last year, I think our expectations were higher this year, and I thought all of our competition, all of our opponents really improved a lot too. So it just doesn't mean because you're improving that you're going to get all these great results, right? Because there could be 10 other teams you play that are also getting better, and I felt like that was kind of the theme of our season this year is we did get better, but we were playing some really, really good teams and teams where it could go either way, and was really what happened today. And they have a phenomenal team, and I give credit to Virginia, but I thought we went in with a good plan and executed as well as we could.
And it's not every year in basketball you find yourself 3 games into the season facing NCAA tournament qualifying opponents, but that's exactly the case for the women's basketball team as they are in the midst of the preseason WNIT tournament. After knocking off Northern Illinois in the first round 63-40 and Illinois State in the second round 74-64, Iowa faced their toughest test yet Wednesday night in Carver Hawkeye Arena and a Middle Tennessee State squad who are ranked as high as 27th in the country. It was a wild game in Carver Hawkeye Arena on Wednesday night. We fast forward all the way to the closing minutes of the second half. Iowa was actually up 6 with 2 minutes to go, but that lead dwindled away quickly. With 9 seconds left, Middle Tennessee State's Courtney Jones knocks down 2 free throws. Iowa down 3. One last chance, senior Jamie Printy, exactly who you want to have the ball in this type of situation. With a hand in her face, lets it fly with a second to go. Money in the bank. We head to overtime. In overtime, Printy picked up right where she left off in regulation. She scores 8 of Iowa's 10 points. Iowa goes on to knock off a very good Middle Tennessee State squad 69-63, advancing to the championship game of the preseason WNIT Sunday afternoon.
This is a great win for our program this early in the year because Middle Tennessee is an excellent basketball team. This will be a very high RPI team at the end of the year, and this is going to be a quality win. And to get one early in the mix is very good. And one of our goals at the beginning of the year was to get to the championship of the WNIT, and now we're going to reassess those goals and we're going to win this thing. That's going to be our goal, our next goal.
This next game's really important. I mean, we're really thrilled that we get to have it at home. We're really thrilled that we've accomplished the first goal that we set for our preseason kind of play here, and yeah, I think this coming off this win, we have the energy, we have the excitement, just to keep the momentum rolling into this next game is really going to be a good thing for us.
It's definitely a confidence builder. You know, when I was out there, I honestly didn't even think about my knee or my hamstring unless my brace was bothering me, and I think that's just a great thing mentally to be able to dive for some loose balls, get hit, take some hits, get to the rim. But I think overall it was just a great team win, and we're excited for Sunday.
We're really proud to have it at home. Thrilled that our administration has stepped up to that, but also that our fans, that we get to have this opportunity to host North Carolina obviously another very quality women's basketball program in our house on Sunday. So it should be a great environment, and we're excited and ready to go.
The championship game of the preseason WNIT will be Sunday right here in Carver Hawkeye Arena against North Carolina at 3 p.m. Tickets are just $5 for adults. Children and students get in free. A big game for Bluter's Bunch early in the season, so be sure to come out and cheer them on. The men's basketball team also has a couple games under their belt on the young season. An impressive 14,859 fans showed up for the season opener against Texas Pan Am. Iowa showed off just how deep this team can be in that game, as 8 players scored at least 5 points in an 86-55 rout. They also defeated a pesky Central Michigan team 73-61. Roy Devin Marble and Mike Gassell led the way with 18 and 15 points respectively.
Works the ball up the floor, finds Marble in the center of the court to Gassell on the wing. His three is just a bit short, and Aaron White's there for the weak side putback. Simon kept it alive. Craddock came up with it. May with a steal. A peel away by Eric May. Ahead to Marble. Gassell to the basket, lays it up and in. Boy, what a pretty move. Did a little S-curve turn there, went around 2 defenders. Front court to Mike Gassell. Down the right side of the key, draws contact. No call, but the putback is good by the big fella. The 7-footer Woodbury just into the game. That time it was Craddock who created the dribble drive and found a wide open teammate. Marble counters with a 3 from the wing. Bounces center of the floor for Marble. Hook pass back to Gassell. Gassell, nice move, drives inside. White with the stuff. Aaron planted himself baseline. Mike Gassell with the drive and the kick.
Working against a little 1-3-1 here, a little high-low action.
Marble with a drop-down pass to Basabe. Score off glass, and a free throw coming. Iowa up 3. Gassell hops into the paint, throws to White, stuffs it through. That's twice that's work now.
That works because there's good, strong dribble penetration into the teeth.
Keel drives down the left side of the key. Scoop layup, no good. He got too far underneath the basket. Wonderful defense by Basabe. Here's May, leads the run out to Gassell. Layup, good by Mike with the right hand. Boy, what defense by Basabe.
Keep up the defense. You got to keep your foot on the pedal here.
Keno Davis called a timeout, and it didn't work. Youngster from Lansing, Michigan. A bounce to Gassell. Marble to pull-up jumper. It's good. That's a 3. Iowa 54, Central Michigan 40. Chased by Chris Fowler. Here's Marble. Had a wide open look, passed it up. Clemens won't. Anthony Clemens strokes a 3 from the corner. The Hawkeyes are heating up from beyond the arc. Clemens almost walk with it. Holds up. Basabe, jump shot. Good. A big basket by Mel Basabe.
They went small and quick. They took their center out, and they were spreading us and driving the ball. So we had to put a team out there that could contain penetration.
First half, I came in when it was about 5 minutes left, so, I just wanted to come in and give a good boost, to our team. And, the second half, I knew I was going to have to come in, be able to play with the guards, we had like a 5-guard lineup to end the game. So, I just wanted to come out and just be aggressive.
I knew I had to keep being aggressive, and my teammates started being more aggressive too. We were complacent in the offense in the first half, and once we started attacking that defense more, it really opened things up.
Having gone to school here at the university, but also following the program and the basketball program under my father, and going to high school here and growing up here, it's no wonder that so many great people that work here at the university, they're still here. From when my dad took the job in '86, there's so many of those same people, because it is a special place, and it's a nice opportunity. I'd rather come back here to just visit than to play basketball games here in the future, though.
Hawks get to 2-0 on the early season.
University of Iowa graduate student Marika Shrula is once again our Player of the Week. Shrula finished 3rd at the NCAA Cross Country Midwest Regional in Springfield, Missouri Friday. Shrula finished the 6,000-meter course in 20 minutes, 9 seconds, and runs this weekend at the NCAA Championships in Louisville, Kentucky. Marika Shrula, the Hawkeye Sports Report Player of the Week. With fall sports winding down and the winter sports getting in the groove of things, let's now take a look at what's ahead this week in Hawkeye athletics. After placing 3rd place overall in this last weekend's cross-country Midwestern Regionals, Marika Shrula will head to Louisville, Kentucky this weekend to compete in the NCAA Championships. That race will begin at 11 on Saturday. The volleyball team has just a couple weeks left in their season. They hit the road this weekend to Wisconsin for a Friday night match and then head to Minneapolis Saturday to take on the Gophers.
The wrestling team comes into the season ranked second in the nation. Their lineups are set after completing the wrestle-offs this past weekend before opening up their season this weekend on the road in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Coach, what do you do with the results from the wrestle-off? I mean, is it cut and dried, or how do you what do you do with personnel?
It's cut and dried, and what we say is take the bull by the horns and don't look back. And that's where it can be cut and dried real simple. And you look at a couple of weight classes there that were maybe interesting, 49, 41. Mike Kelly, he wants to get back in there. And I'm sure he'll have an opportunity, but we tell, a guy like Grothus, hey, take it and run and don't look back. And results are going to dictate. Results are going to dictate. Not going to mince words here. It's about performance. Do the job and compete ferociously, widen the gap, score points, and we're happy campers, all of us.
Big time. It's a huge transition from high school to college, and like I said earlier, I could get away with maybe some stupid moves in high school just because of my scrambling ability or my athleticism, but at the college level, everybody is so solid. You have to go back to the basics, and you have to go from square one, and you have to build on those qualities.
What does it mean to suddenly have two freshmen in the room that are pushing you like they are?
It's something that I haven't necessarily had since I've been here, as far as younger guys that are at my weight coming in and trying to stake their claim. So it's something that I think is a little bit of shock, but it has to, you just got to learn to embrace it. And really it makes no difference that they're freshmen. They're another guy in the room that is presenting a challenge, and it just helps you build that much more.
And as we stated earlier, the women's basketball team will be in action Sunday in the championship game of the preseason WNIT tournament against North Carolina. That will be right here in Carver Hawkeye Arena, tip-off scheduled for 3 p.m. They will also be in action Tuesday night against Robert Morris at 7. Plenty of action ahead for the men's basketball team as well. They take on Gardner-Webb Saturday night at 7 p.m. here in Iowa City. They will then head down to Cancun, Mexico, where they will face the likes of Western Kentucky on Tuesday and either DePaul or Wichita State on Wednesday. And finally, the football team will travel to Ann Arbor, Michigan to take on the Wolverines. Kickoff slated for 11:01 a.m. Central Time. Be sure to check HawkeyeSports.com throughout the weekend for recaps, photos, and videos for everything that is Hawkeye Athletics. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.